My wife told me she needed an open marriage, part 1. My wife told me she needed an open marriage so she could heal, and she said it like she was finally brave enough to tell the truth instead of quietly resenting me for years. She didn't accuse me of anything. That was the part that made it hard to respond. She framed it as self-awareness. She said therapy had helped her realize how often she compromised herself for stability, how monogamy had trained her to prioritize harmony over honesty. She said she didn't want to wake up at 40 feeling like she had lived someone else's life. She said this wasn't about replacing me or escaping responsibility. She said it was about choosing growth over fear. She said love should expand, not restrict. I said, okay. Not because I felt enlightened or secure, but because every sentence carried the quiet implication that disagreement meant I was the problem. If I said no, I would be the one blocking her healing. She reached for my hands, thanked me for being open-minded, and said this was why she trusted me. She said we could figure out boundaries later, once we both felt grounded. Boundaries appeared anyway, just without conversation. She began staying out late and stopped explaining her plans. When I asked once if she could let me know when she would be home, she smiled and said tracking time could easily turn into monitoring. She said she was trying to unlearn possessive habits and hoped I would support that. So I adjusted instead. I stopped waiting up. I cooked smaller meals and ate earlier. I went to bed before she came home. When she slipped in around 2 or 3 in the morning, she moved quietly, like the space itself belonged to her schedule now. She smelled unfamiliar sometimes. Not strongly, just enough that it registered and lingered. If you're listening this far and this story is making sense to you, please tap like right now so I know to keep telling it. If I seemed distant, she asked whether I was sitting with my discomfort or suppressing it. She sent me articles about ethical non-monogamy and suggested podcasts that framed jealousy as an unexamined trauma response. When I didn't engage much, she said growth often felt lonely before it felt liberating. I stopped initiating conversations. There wasn't a fight or a clear turning point. I just started redirecting my life in practical ways. I began working from a cafe near my office. I joined a gym and went most evenings. I stopped coordinating my day around hers. When she asked if everything was okay, I said yes, because I was no longer trying to negotiate my feelings into something acceptable. About a month in, she asked if I was seeing anyone. She asked casually, like a wellness check. She said openness only worked if both people were actually participating. I told her I had met someone. She nodded and said she was glad I was exploring too, then paused and asked for her name. I told her I didn't think that was necessary. She laughed briefly, surprised more than amused. She said transparency was foundational and that secrecy recreated unhealthy power dynamics. I told her I wasn't hiding anything, I just wasn't sharing. Her smile stayed, but something behind it tightened. After that, she began paying closer attention to my schedule. She asked what time I'd be home and whether I was staying out late as well. She framed it as fairness, saying she wanted to be sure neither of us felt excluded from the process. I answered politely and kept my responses short. That was when it became clear that the openness she wanted felt comfortable only when she was the one moving freely. If you want me to drop part 2, comment part 2 right now so I know to keep telling it. And make sure you follow the page or tap the plus button so you don't miss it.